right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744. So today, guys, we do our international break review, guys, of the month of September. There's a lot of confederations to look over. We have to look over CONCACAF, we have to look over OFC, we have to look over CONEMBOL, we have to look over AFC, we have to look over CAF, we have to look over UEFA. So much to unpack in the stream. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and read through your guys' comments. I'll give my quick takeaways for each of the confederations. I'm going to try to keep this around an hour to 2 hours. Hopefully not more than 2 hours. I'm going to try to keep this 2 hours on most. And yeah, like I said, guys, my time frame is to do it around 90 minutes. That's what I'm hoping for and everything. So let's go ahead and get started, man. Shout out to you guys for joining. Shout out to Patrick. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Dinga says, hello, man. Hello. Thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me just tell people we're live. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start first with AFC first. Let me get my timestamp for you guys. So we're going to start with AFC first. We're going to give it a few seconds. So we're going to start at this, let me get this thing up. We're going to start at 2 minutes, I guess. So let me get that out. So 2 minutes AFC. Okay, AFC. So AFC Confederation. Let me just update my timestamp here. So my big takeaways is let's start with Kyrgyzstan. I owe a massive apology to Kyrgyzstan. Well, do I owe a apology? Maybe a half apology. Okay, I won't give a full apology because Kyrgyzstan still have not been great in the qualifiers, but they have given good fights, and they haven't been as bad as I made them out to be. I think they've been a lot better than I expected them to be, especially their game against Uzbekistan. That was a really close game, and Uzbekistan really had to grind out the win against Kyrgyzstan. So I think Kyrgyzstan, for me, they could feel proud of the window, got a 1-0 loss to Iran on the road, which was to be expected, and they pretty much lost the game because the goalkeeper made a mistake. And in the second game, they gave a very good fight to Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan had to grind out the win. So Kyrgyzstan, for me, I don't see much hope for them as far as the playoffs or direct qualification. But I do think they're going to make things interesting. They're going to be like, they're not going to get much points, but they're going to be like a team that's going to frustrate you. They won't be that bad. They're not as bad as I made them out to be. So I do want to apologize to Kyrgyzstan. So all my Kyrgyzstan fans out there, they are a good team. It's just they just need more quality. They just don't have enough quality in this team. And yeah, so I just think for me it's interesting in that regard and everything. So so let me see what you guys saying in the chat, man. Let me see what you guys saying in the chat. So let's see what you guys saying in the chat. 80, get me that link. I want to speak about some international football. I thought you don't like international football. Very interesting, Sebastian. Uzbekistan might win the group. Link 2. I'm gonna just do this by myself for today. I think I don't need people to join, so I'll rather have you guys give your takes on the chat. Okay, so next up we have it is Qatar. Qatar for me, yeah, really bad. But you know what the funny thing is? I thought Qatar looked amazing against UAE. That first half, those first 60 minutes against UAE, they were amazing. But I don't know what happened. Qatar just completely fell asleep after the goal. And I think once they conceded, you knew it was over for Qatar. And I think Qatar is a team, and I heard this from other channels, and I completely agree with this. Qatar is a team that's so reliant on confidence. When this team isn't performing, this team just doesn't gel. They need confidence to gel. Right. And I just think for me, Qatar is a country like that. And we saw that with the collapse against UAE, man, because I just think that for Qatar, their defense is very shaky. And it almost feels like they have to be bailed out by the likes of Almoz Ali, Akram Afif. Then the game against North Korea, they were very underwhelming. And given the fact that North Korea are down to 10 men, the fact that Qatar couldn't win this game is very sad. It's very bad. And I just think that for Qatar, man, it's just crazy, because they got that penalty, which in my opinion was a harsh penalty. That shouldn't have been a penalty. That first North Korea goal was fantastic. That was a great goal there from Il Sungri. Let me show you guys the stats here, right? In particular, it was a great. Oh, it doesn't show here, unfortunately. But it was a good goal. Then obviously North Korea then That Almost Ali scored before halftime, and then Qatar just couldn't get back. Like I said, so a really bad start for Qatar. I think Qatar is in big trouble, and I'm looking at Qatar's next couple of games, guys. It's looking okay. They have Kyrgyzstan away, Kyrgyzstan home. They better beat Kyrgyzstan. Then they got Iran away. So Qatar, if they don't beat Kyrgyzstan, might be in trouble. And this is a really bad start for them because they shouldn't have lost at home to UAE. And now I think Qatar put themselves in a very bad position where they need to not lose and drop any more points. And they've already dropped essentially 4 points already. And yeah, I just think for me, Qatar, a very bad start for them. I'm very concerned from Qatar. And it's weird because, like I said, this team really does need confidence to gel, right? The North Korea man, well, North Korea actually been fantastic. I know I know they may seem like they haven't been that good at the group, but North Korea have been good, guys. They put up a good game against Uzbekistan. And had that penalty got converted that they got against Uzbekistan, they could have walked out there with a draw. And I think North Korea have shown that they're a difficult defense team. They're very defensively decent. They're defensively not too bad. It's just the issue for North Korea is I just think it's that attack. I think that attack is their big issue. And that's where I'm concerned with North Korea because their defense is, I think, really solid. I think their defense is generally good. It's just their attack is not good. And that's why I worry for North Korea in the sense that, okay, because remember, guys, North Korea don't have any home games. So that's going to really mess up North Korea. So I think North Korea have what it takes to get to a playoffs. I think playoffs is very doable. And I'm looking at North Korea's the next couple of games. They can maybe get playoffs because I'm looking at the next couple of games. UAE away is going to be tough. Kyrgyzstan away is going to be tough. I mean, basically all the games are basically away from them because they don't play any games at home. They can maybe get something against Kyrgyzstan. They could potentially get something against Uzbekistan, the reverse fixture, because I thought Uzbekistan were kind of a little fortunate to have won the game 1-0. We'll get on to Uzbekistan in a bit. And so I think for North Korea, they can definitely do it. And I just think for me, North Korea, man, it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually do this or not. So my takeaway is that I think North Korea will they can make playoffs. I think playoffs is the max they can go. I just don't think they have enough quality in the attack, and that's where my big concern is. And I just think their attack is just not that amazing. As for UAE, UAE I thought had a decent window. They beat Qatar away, which was surprising. Many of us didn't expect that against the Asian champions. And then they lost 1-0 at home to Iran. And I think for UAE, man, their attack isn't good. I think their attack is very poor. Defensively, I think they were great. It's just their attack isn't good. And I think that's the big issue I have UAE. And I still don't understand why Paulo Bento isn't giving Ali Mahmoud game time. I understand that you may have a falling out with him. But, dude, he's your top scorer of all time for your country. And he scores so many goals for your country. Surely you can work things out with him. And it just seems like we're not going to see Ali Mahmoud ever play again for the UAE national team, which is just so sad because obviously he's one of their best players of all time, you could probably say. So it's going to be a disappointment for UAE. And I think UAE is, like I said, they're struggling. I think they're struggling with the goals in particular. But yeah, defensively look good. And they played a close game against Iran. Iran only just won 1-0. And we'll speak about Iran. Guys, I've not been convinced of Iran. Iran have been subpar. This is underwhelming so far. I know they won both games 1-0, but my goodness me, Iran is looking so mid. Then the thing with Iran is that their talent pool is crazy. I mean, look at the squad that Iran have, guys. Iran have one of the best squads in Asia, and the fact that they're looking so underwhelming is crazy. I mean, look at this. Look at this team, man. You have Mehdi Taremi, you have Goyadi, you have Godos, John Bakash. I mean, that attack is pretty good. Then you have a defense like Benarov, Mohammedani, Kani. Like, it's a good defense, guys. Like, Iran have a very solid team, but I don't know what's wrong with Iran. Iran just, for me, like I said, is just very underwhelming, man. I don't know what to make of this Iran team. And I just feel like for Iran, I'm very concerned for them for their future because they're going to qualify for this group. Obviously, they have too much quality, but I'm more concerned about when it comes to big stage, like the World Cup in particular. How are they going to perform at that occasion? Because for me, I don't see much hope for Iran. For Iran, In the next World Cup, I think it's max round of 32. I don't see this team getting even past round of 32. I'm not even sure if they make it past the group stage. I can't even say that in certain. So Iran obviously should do well. They're going to do well. Obviously, they should top the group, but Iran have just not been as good as we made them out to be, and the goal scoring has been a bit problematic. Defensively, they've been good. Defensively, will give you that, but the goal scoring has been a bit problematic. Then Uzbekistan, man, Uzbekistan been class. Uzbekistan. But here's the thing, guys. Even though Uzbekistan are first in the table right now, I don't think Uzbekistan have been that good either because they got a 1-0 win against North Korea. They just about scraped the win. They should have scored more goals, but North Korea had their chances. North Korea put up a decent game. And you look at the stats here in particular, right? North Korea, yeah, Uzbekistan had a lot of chances. But here's the thing. North Korea also had a lot of chances too. It was a very back and forth game, and Uzbekistan just about edged out. And I think that's the thing for Uzbekistan is that I'm just concerned with Uzbekistan. Even though they got the win, they haven't been winning convincingly. They haven't been winning, and they about scraped a win against Kyrgyzstan, which they did deserve to win. But look at the manner in which they had to do. Like they had to battle it out against Kyrgyzstan, and look at the FIFA rankings difference. It's like a 40 difference of ranking. And shout out to Unrav, man. Unrav scored a fantastic goal, guys. Second to Unrav goal. It was an amazing goal there, Unrav. And yeah, I just think for Uzbekistan, man, not very convinced with them. Very underwhelming. And really, in all honesty, all these teams, I don't think there's any team in this group that have been that convinced. The only team I've been convinced with is probably North Korea. That's probably been the only team I could wholeheartedly say they had they did as well as I expected them to. And maybe Kyrgyzstan. North Korea and Kyrgyzstan overperformed, but the rest underperformed. The rest have underperformed. Maybe actually, you know what? Maybe UAE didn't. Okay, you know what? UAE's in the middle. I'll say North Korea, Kyrgyzstan overperformed this window. UAE in the middle. Okay, maybe a little overperformed for UAE because they did beat Qatar away. But Uzbekistan, Iran, Qatar definitely underperformed in terms of performance. By the way, guys, I'm looking at performance and your points you've accumulated. So I'm looking at both. So let me read you guys saying in the comments. Where does North Korea play at home? No. Well, whenever they are at home, they play in Pyongyang, the capital city of North Korea. That's where they play. So, yeah. I have to leave for a bit. So can you tell me when you will talk about European Nations League? I think that's gonna be one of the last topics on the stream. We're gonna go alphabetical order, Chris. So we're gonna probably talk about that towards the end of the stream. So stick around towards the end. Right now, North Korea are playing in Laos. Yeah, they're not playing at home. North Korea is not playing at home, man. So, Chris says thanks. Thanks for subscribing to your 7 edits. See, thank you for subscribing, man. See indeed, guys. Get those C's up, man. Get those C's up. And how many likes were on the stream, man? Let me just quickly double check that real quick. How many likes we're at? Let me just double check. Currently, we're at 9 likes, which is good, man. Which is good. Guys, get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. We're good. Let's try to reach up to 15 likes, man. 15 likes is the like target for today's stream. So, let's move on over to Group B, guys. Group B. Now, Group B, guys. Oman. Even though Oman are last in the table, I actually think Oman have been decent. They haven't been as bad as I made them out to be. But the issue for Oman is they just don't score enough goals. And that's the big issue with Oman. And I said this before, guys. Oman defensively are tough to break down, but their goal scoring is a big problem. And that's where I have Oman. And you got to give credit to Oman. Oman put up a great second half against Iraq. I think the second half, they were fantastic. And even against South Korea, after South Korea scored, they were able to keep South Korea in bay. And it took South Korea 80 minutes only for Son to score an 80th minute goal. Had Son not do something out of individual brilliance, Oman could have maybe hold on for a draw, which I think would have been fantastic. So I think Oman, for me, very good. It's a good window for them, despite the fact they didn't pick up any points. I just think that for me, they have to start scoring goals. And I think that's the big issue with Oman is that goal scoring is very problematic. As for Palestine, I thought they had a fantastic window. A good start. Getting a draw against South Korea on the road is fantastic. And guys, what's crazy? Palestine almost won the game right at the end. South Korea missed a lot of chances, especially Heung-min Son in particular. That's a commendable result. But then obviously they lost at home to Jordan. We got to give credit to, we'll give credit to Jordan a bit. Palestine, for me, showed how good they are defensively. It's just the attack isn't good for Palestine. And that's where my issue is for Palestine, is that I feel like it almost feels like Palestine needs Dabag and the other striker to perform. Who's the other striker? Who's the other striker? They got Ali. Without these two scoring, I don't think Palestine is going to score a goal. And that's the problem with Palestine, I feel like, is that they either draw the game or they lose badly. It almost seems like that way with Palestine, is that when it comes against top teams, they either draw the game or they lose badly. That's pretty much my big takeaway, is that they either tie 0-0 or they lose like 3 or 4-0. Like that's pretty much what Palestine is like. So shout out to Palestine. I thought they put up a decent performance this window. Getting a draw away against South Korea is commendable. Maybe they could have done better against Jordan, considering Jordan didn't have Al Tarami, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, I still think it was decent. Excuse me, it was still decent for Palestine. Next up, Kuwait. Guys, Kuwait. I criticized Kuwait. I made fun of Kuwait. I was saying, bro, Kuwait might be one of the worst teams in the third round. Like the fact that Kuwait made the third round just it's just a disgrace about India and Afghanistan, more so India. But you got to credit Kuwait, because Kuwait played well this window. They got a draw against Jordan, which they were the inferior team. Jordan should have won the game, but Jordan, for some reason, gave away a last-minute penalty, which was so idiotic, and Kuwait equalized. And then they put up a great game against Iraq, where pretty much Iraq went down to 10 men, and Kuwait did everything they could to win. It just wasn't to be. And I think Kuwait, as I said, man, they did a fantastic this window. 2 draws, 2 points. I don't think many of us expected Kuwait to do much in this group. I think many of us expected them to be rock bottom, just be there for vibes. And the fact that Kuwait have actually done this well in the September fixtures is a good start. It's a good start. And Iraq. Iraq, for me, guys, I'm very concerned. I'm very underwhelmed with Iraq, because Iraq, for me, they had a good first half against Oman. But for some reason, the second half, they decided to pretty much park the bus. And you can see here in the stats right here, guys, that Oman almost won the game. Oman could have equalized in the game, guys. And I don't know what Iraq did in the second half. I'm assuming they went defensive because they already had the lead and everything. But still, it's unacceptable, because Iraq, for me, have too much quality. In my opinion, Iraq is one of the most underrated nations in Asia. I think Iraq, for me, have too much quality to be playing this mediocre. Iraq should be playing better. Iraq can play better. I know Iraq can play better, guys. I know Iraq can play better. This isn't the best of Iraq. And the fact that Iraq struggled to beat Oman is crazy. And then the next game against Kuwait, sure, they went down they got a red card, and I can understand people saying that, oh, they went defensive and everything. I understand. Of course, remember, they didn't have Ahmed Hussein. Ahmed Hussein was not available. Oh, by the way, Palestine are playing into the games at home, so I forgot to Palestine are playing. They're playing all their games away. The fact that Iraq still were very underwhelming against Kuwait is just sad. Like, they couldn't even score a goal. And it almost feels like, for me, with Iraq, it almost feels like they need Ahmed Hussein. Without Ahmed Hussein, this team just doesn't have that goal score. And I think we need to see more in that attack. I need to see more from Zidane Iqbal. I need to see more from Bayush. I need to see more from Amin. Ahmadi. Like, other players have to step up. It can't just be always Ahmed Hussein. Obviously, Ahmed Hussein is a fantastic player. He's an incredible striker. I rate him very highly in Asia. I just think that, for me, he just isn't, like, you can't be relying on him to score the goals all the time. It's just not sustainable. And I think that's the big issue I have with Iraq, is that it almost feels like they need Ahmed Hussein to always get the goals in for them, and otherwise they're screwed. And I think that's where I have my issues with. So we'll see if Iraq can fix this. I really hope that Ahmed Hussein is going to be available, because I think Ahmed Hussein is one of the most integral players. And yes, Sukala did go down, did get that early red card, and pretty much it was pretty much a snooze fest. Like, this game, there wasn't really much. I mean, look at the first half. One shot target in the second half. I mean, yeah, it was poor. It was really, really poor, guys. Not much to speak there. And then finally, the last team we have in Group A, actually 2 more teams. We got South Korea, man. Guys, I'm not convinced with South Korea. South Korea, for me, have been very underwhelming this window. They got a 0-0 draw against Palestine, which a game they should have won. But you could also maybe say that they got lucky to win. Lucky to get a draw, because remember, Palestine had a chance right at the end to score, but they missed it. But yeah, the South Korea, very, very disappointed. And then they had the game against Oman. And let's be real, guys. South Korea won the game against Oman, not because of South Korea, but more so because of Son, because of individual brilliance. And this was something I saw in the Asian Cup, where I thought South Korea were relying too much on individual players to bail them out. You know, the likes of Son, the likes of Wong Yi-chan, the likes of I forgot his name, Cho, as well. They were relying on individual players to save them out. And guys, South Korea are just a mess. The federation's a mess. They brought back the coach that did disasters for them in 2014. I'm not really too sure about this hire. It is a local coach, but still, I mean, South Korea, man, I don't know what to make with this team. This defense looks very shaky. I mean, how do you have you have one of the best Asian defenders in the world, and your defense still looks very sketchy. Your defense looks very sketchy. And I don't rate South Korea's defense whatsoever. And I'm really concerned with South Korea, because even though they are going to qualify for this group, they have way too much quality. I was kind of saying what I was saying for Iran, is that, do I really see South Korea doing well in the World Cup? Because for me, the team, like I said, guys, there's no cohesion with this team. It almost feels like this team is Brilliance FC. There's no tactics with this team. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Had Son not scored that late goal, I think Oman could have held out for a point. I think Oman very well could have held out for a point. So South Korea, man, at least they didn't lose a game. But it is concerning, though, to be bailed out by Son. And I know Son is a really good player and everything. I know he's one of the best Asian players in the world right now. But still, you can't be relying on Son all the time. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what South Korea does on the latter stages. The Jordan, man. They could have had a perfect window, guys. Jordan should not have dropped points against Kuwait. Jordan should have beaten Kuwait. And Jordan has so many chances missed. Al Nahmid, man. He should just score those chances. Yeah, he had 4 shots, all won as well. He also had a lot of chances. And it was really disappointing for Jordan, because let me just show you how dominant they were stats-wise. They had 16 shots, 3 on target. Kuwait had 5 shots, 2 on target. But here's the thing, guys. Kuwait scored the last-minute goal, a very clumsy penalty at the box, given away by Jordan. And up step the penalty guy, Nasser, and he equalizes for Kuwait. So I think for Jordan, man, it was not a good start, but you got to get credit. Jordan did manage to beat Palestine 3-1, and shout out to this guy, Al-Mardi. Fantastic game from hat-trick of assists, guys. He had a hat-trick of assists. And shout out to Al-Nahmid, man. I think he's one of the most underrated players in Asia. And guys, I know this might seem crazy to say, but he might be one of the most underrated strikers in the world, period. I think he's a very good striker. And I was really surprised to see how good Jordan were in the day against, Palestine. Because this is the same Palestine that got a draw against South Korea. And look how dominant Jordan were in the day. 70 shots, 7 big chances. Guys, Jordan could have scored 5 or 6 goals. Guys, Jordan could have scored so many goals in this game. They only scored 3. That's crazy. Guys. Jordan's attack is lethal. Guys. Jordan's attack is fire. And I really like Jordan's attack. I like the combinations Al-Tarami, Al-Nahmid, Al-Awan, Al-Mardi. And I just think Jordan, for me, have a very good attack. It's just the issue is, will the pressure get to them? And I think defensively, they're still a little concerning. And I think that's where I have concern with them in particular. As for so I think Jordan, like I said, guys, it's going to be interesting. And for me, of all the teams in this group, I think Jordan had the best window. Let's talk about which teams had the best window in their groups, shall we? So in Group B, I would say Oman had a good window, despite the fact that they did get 0 points. I thought they put up good games. I thought Palestine had a good window. Kuwait had a good window. Iraq, very disappointing. South Korea, disappointing by performance, not by points. So South Korea, Iraq underwhelmed, and maybe Jordan did underwhelm to some extent, but a little bit good. And Jordan, man, fantastic result for Jordan on the road. Well, sorry, I can't say on the road because it was a neutral venue, but yeah, you know what I mean, guys. Fantastic win against Palestine. They needed to get that win. So let's go ahead and look through your guys' comments. So let's see what you guys saying. See. Okay, CR7 edit C. I'm going to look at your comments after when we get to the CAF section. So I'm going to start these It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just I don't want to talk about CAF right now when I'm discussing AFC. So I'm gonna get through your comments in a bit. And you guys already get started about Group C. We'll talk about Group C now. China, man, you absolute frauds. Guys, I'm here to say that China are the biggest frauds in Asia in the third round. China shouldn't have even made this third round. It should have been Thailand. The fact that China got to this round is an indictment of the country. Because I'm sorry, this team is finished. I'm sorry. China is garbage. I'm not even joking around when I say this. China is garbage. This team is disgraceful. Okay, I understand this is a very tough group and everything. But how can you be losing to Saudi Arabia at home when you have a man advantage? It's just crazy to me with China. And they got obliterated by Japan. Japan showed absolutely no mercy on them. Japan put 7 goals on China. Guys, China could have conceded 10 goals, guys. China, as I said, guys, the only saving grace is Wu Li and set pieces. I mean, of all the teams, China have been the worst team so far. Even Oman, even Kyrgyzstan, even Kuwait have performed better than China. China have been the worst country in the third round. They have been the worst country. That's crazy to say. With a population of 1 billion people, they are the worst country. It's disgraceful. China absolute clowns. And I'm going to rip on that country is disgraceful. So I'm sorry to all my Chinese people, all my Chinese friends. You know, I do have one of my best friends is actually Chinese. I actually shout out to him. He's one of my good friends. Your national team is a disgrace. Your national team is a disgrace. And it is really, really sad. Really, really sad to see what's going on with China. So I'm going to move on from China. We cooked them enough. But let's move, man. Let's move to the next team. The next team we got here is Australia. Australia, man. I don't know what to say with Australia. Their attack is really bad. Their attack is garbage with Australia. And the thing with Australia is that it looks so weird because in the second round they were cruising through. They were cruising through their group. But now in the third round, they have been looking very underwhelming so far, guys. No goal scored, 1 goal conceded. Well, actually, hold up. Are they the only team? Oh my God. Guys, I just checked something. Australia is the only team to have not scored in the third round. That's crazy. What? Oh my geez. Australia's only team. That's insane. And sure, they could say the loss against Bahrain was unlucky. And to be fair, I do think Bahrain did kind of somewhat get fortuitous with the win. But that at the end of the day, you should be beating Bahrain at home. You should be. Because Australia have too much quality. I mean, look at this team, guys. You have players like Goodwin. You have players like Boyle. You have Irvine. But Australia's attack is just really bad. Australia's attack is just not good. And I just think that for Australia, man, it's very concerning. And then they have the 0-0 draw against Indonesia, and which, to be fair, they were the better team against Indonesia. They probably, you can make an argument they could have won. But at the end of the day, as I said, man, look at the chances, man. It was a close game. Australia probably should have scored those chances. So, like I said, guys, Australia for me, man, their attack is just really bad, guys. I am very concerned with Australia. And it was weird to see because I saw how good they were in the World Cup, guys. And then, in the Asia second round. But, guys, that group was too easy, if we're keeping it real. That group is easy. Because Bangladesh, with all due respect, my country, we're garbage in football. Lebanon is really bad. And Palestine, they're a good team. But, Australia got breezed. So, I don't know what to make of. So, what do you guys think of the chat, guys? What do you guys think is the issue with Australia? Is it Graham Arnold at fault? Is the players? Because I don't know what to make of this team. Because I feel like for me, Australia is just that their attack is just very underwhelming. It's crazy. I think Australia, for me, I don't know what to make of this team. And guys, they might have to rely on the playoffs. They might have to. So let me know in the chat, guys. What do you guys think is the problem with Australia? Because I'm very much concerned. I'm very much concerned for Australia, man. Indonesia, man. Indonesia. Shout out to Indonesia. Shout out to all the Indonesians watching my channel. You guys exploded in the comment section. You guys came in the comments, and you guys told me I was wrong. I underestimated you guys, and you guys saying that we could finish fourth. Guys, Indonesia can get fourth. It is doable. I just think for Indonesia, defensively look amazing. And I think the addition of Martin Pais is such a good goalkeeper. Martin Pais is a very good goalkeeper, guys. I think he is a savior that Indonesia have in the defense. because what I saw in the Asian Cup defensively looks so much better. Defensively looks so much better. They look so good defensively. My only concern with Indonesia, though, is their attack. That's my only concern with Indonesia. Is their attack is just not that great. And I think that's the issue with them, is that defensively they're very good. I think defensively they're great. It's just their attack is just not that good. And I think they have to hope that the players like Strick can perform, players like Marcelino Ferdinand can perform as well. And I just think it's going to be interesting to see what Indonesia do. Because like I said, guys, Indonesia are playing with house money. This is the first time they made the third round. So for Indonesia, as I said, man, very, very good defensively. And they're very well smart. They're very good tactically. And they're going to be tough to break down. If you're going to beat Indonesia, it's going to be close. You're not going to beat them by ease. And it was crazy. This team has considerably improved since the Asian Cup. The Asian Cup happened in January. We're now in September. It's been 8 months, and they've already improved so fast. Guys, Indonesia's on the rise. Indonesia's on the rise. And I would love to see Indonesia make the World Cup. I think it'll be a great football story. I think it'll be amazing for Asia if Indonesia can qualify for the World Cup. Then the support they'll get will be insane. Do I think it's going to happen? Most likely no. But at this rate, given what we've seen so far in Asia, it can happen. It can happen. So shout out to Indonesia, man. Fantastic for them. Just need to work on their offense. Next up, it is Bahrain. Here's the thing with Bahrain, guys. Bahrain defensively are good. And I know you guys are going to tell me in the chat, oh, they lost 5-0 to Japan. Guys, Japan are amazing. Japan were amazing. We're going to get to speak about them in a brief. Bahrain defensively are very tough to break down. But their goal scoring is a bit problematic. They just don't score enough goals. And I think that's a problem for them, is that away win they got against Australia was massive. Massive indeed. And I think that's going to be interesting because I think I can already tell who's going to get. I think China, we already know, will finish last. One of Bahrain, Indonesia is going to make the playoffs. Who is it going to be? I don't know at this rate, because that's going to be interesting. That Bahrain, Indonesia game is going to be very interesting next month, because Bahrain defensively are tough to break down. It's just their attack is very poor. I just don't rate their attack whatsoever. And I think that's the thing with Bahrain, is that they put a good first half against Japan. It's just that once Japan scored the second goal, you just knew it was over. Japan is a team that just relies so much on rhythm. And I just think Japan, for me, were fantastic. So, yeah, I think for Bahrain, as I said, man, they put up a good game, but it's just the second half, they just fell apart. And Japan, as I said, man, are one of the best teams in Asia right now. Like, look at the second half. Like, 0 shots, 0 on target. It was just chaos. Absolutely demolition. All right, moving to Saudi Arabia, guys. I don't know what to make of Saudi Arabia is just so trash. I'm sorry. Saudi Arabia is very bad. Saudi Arabia is very, very bad, guys. Because, I'm sorry, you can't be drawn to Indonesia at home. With all due respect to Indonesia. You cannot be drawn against Indonesia. So, Saudi Arabia, for me, very disappointing for me, because it's crazy, man. It's crazy because Saudi Arabia, for me, man, I just don't know what to make this team. And you can make an argument that like this was a close game where Indonesia actually scored first, and that Indonesia goal was fantastic. That was an amazing goal there. Then Saudi Arabia equalized, great goal there from Al Jawar, and then they had a penalty. Al Dasari had the penalty. Pais gave away a penalty, and Al Dasari misses, and Pais saves it, making a crucial save, redeeming for his mistake he made, because he's the one that gave away a penalty. Indonesia held on. And what's really concerning with Saudi Arabia is that their attack is just not working, because even though they got 4 points this window, none of their goals have come from the forwards. They haven't scored any goals from the forwards. And that is concerning, because I look at the Saudi Arabia attack. It's not good, man. It's not good at all. Like Kano, like having to do everything. Like Kano is a great player and all, but he can't be your main guy. And the guy's a defensive midfielder. He shouldn't be playing as right winger. But because Saudi Arabia's attack is so trash, he has to pretty much play right wing, because the attack is just really bad without him. They need forwards. And Al Dasari is it can't be him alone, And then they had the game against China, man. And guys, China scored a set piece. And I was thinking to myself, if China actually beats Saudi Arabia, Mancini needs to get sacked. Mancini needs to get sacked if China wins this game. I think that's an own goal there, set piece there. And then they go down to 10-man, Kano, and red card. And I'm sorry, Kano has to control his discipline, because this guy has a bad habit of getting red cards. This guy gets red cards too often, man, for my liking. He gets red cards too often. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy to me, like, he gets that many red cards. Because I feel like he shouldn't be getting that many red cards that often. So, it's just crazy to me, man. And then, obviously, they had their center back score a goal. Great goal there from the corner. Kadish. And then the second goal came from a second goal came right in the end with a great header there from Kadish. And yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, Saudi Arabia actually won against China, even down to 10 men. Like that just shows how bad China are at the moment. That just shows how disgraceful China is. Like, how are you losing 10 men against Saudi Arabia? Even up a man. So Saudi Arabia, man, I'm not convinced of the Kadish, man, having to score a brace. I mean, if you're having to rely on two goals from your center back, that's concerning. That's really concerning. So, yeah. And then finally, guys, we got Japan. Japan have been amazing, guys. Japan have laid no mercy. Guys, Japan, fantastic. 12 goals scored, 7 against China, 5 against Bahrain. Guys, Japan could clean sweep this group. Guys, we could see a situation where Japan wins all their games. If Japan wins all their games, that will be some statement. That will be some statement. And let's be real, guys. The rest of the group is easy for Japan. Japan should be cakewalking this group. Japan should not lose any games. Japan should win all the. Japan should go undefeated. Japan have been amazing. 12 goal difference, 0 goals conceded, guys. Japan is electric, fire. And what makes this Japan team so good is that they're so well organized as a team. They're so well organized. They're so well cohesive. They're not relying on one player. Like, people think that Matoma is their best player, and probably is. But there's other players that are good too, like Buda is good, Kamada is good, Morita is good, Endo is good, Dewan is good. This Japan team have so much talent. Japan, for me, fantastic for them. Probably one of the best teams in the world, just on form alone. And Japan are just looking amazing, man. Japan are looking amazing. So, yeah, if I had to do my group winner, let's talk about which teams had a good window from Group C, which teams had a bad window. I would say from Group C, Japan obviously had a good window. Let's be real. Japan obviously had a good window. Saudi Arabia had a bad window, even though they got the 4 points. Bahrain, you know what? I'll say they had a good window because they beat Australia. So I'll say that, even though they got demolished against Japan. Indonesia, I thought, had a good window relative to their expectations. Australia underperformed. And China, terrible as usual. Probably as expected, to be honest, because China are just terrible at the moment. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens indeed. So let me go ahead and read some of you guys' comments. Where are we? Japan absolutely destroying teams like China 7-0, Bahrain 5-0, scored a total of 12 goals. Insane. They still haven't conceded the local qualifiers just yet. Yeah, that's true. What's up, guys? Australia, lol. Big up to Indonesia, though. In my opinion, should have 4 points. I think the 2 draws were fair. I mean, you could kind of say Indonesia were lucky to draw against Australia. You could kind of say. But yeah, Indonesia have been good so far. Let's be real. Cook 'em, AD. Cook 'em. -10. How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 zeros. Like -1. It's like 100 million because I think billion is 9 zeros. Billion's 9 zeros. Last time I checked, so I think it's 100 million. -100 million is just credit score. Oh man, imagine Australia make top 2 with all draws. Unlucky Australia. Sebastian. Lol. I think Australia should finish ahead of Bahrain. Australia. Indonesia. Now, Bahrain is interesting. I'm not sure. Indonesia will definitely finish ahead of China. I can almost guarantee you that. But will Indonesia finish ahead of Bahrain? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But no, they're not going to finish above Australia. I don't think see them finish above Australia still. Is Japan one of the best national teams in the world? Just on form alone, you can make argument. Just on form alone. Yeah, I would probably say. On form alone. All right, we're going to move to the next confederation, guys. We're going to move to the next one, guys. Next we got here. It is CAF. Now, I'm not going to be as long as I was for this one because most of the results are kind of expected, but I'm going to go over like a quick groups real quick. Where's the standings right here? So groups. So let's switch over to CAF, guys. CAF. And real guys, like and subscribe. Let's go ahead and check how many likes we're on today's stream. And let me go ahead and update my time ticker. So we're 40 minutes in, guys. We're talking about CAF now. So, well, I'll keep this brief. I'll try to keep this around maybe 10 to 15 minutes ish. Wait, let me look at your. Let's go ahead and look at these groups, and I'll get your guys' comments. So we got a lot of groups. Okay, let's start with Group A, guys. So Tunisia first, as expected, 6 out of 6 points. Not surprising. I think many of us expected Tunisia to qualify for the AFCON. It would be a disgrace if they don't. Like I said, though, I don't think Tunisia have been that amazing, though. But, it is what it is. The Comoros, and I believe, let me know in the chat, guys. I think, who did Comoros get a draw against? I think it was Gambia, I believe. I think Comoros got a draw against Gambia. I think Gambia, I believe, lost to Madagascar. So, no, sorry. Gambia lost to, actually, let me see the matches. Actually, let me do it this way. I like this way. Let me just do it this way. We'll get it. I like the Wikipedia way. We'll just do it this way. So yeah, Tunisia, they won 1-0 against Madagascar, required a late goal. And Comoros, Gambia tied, and then Tunisia beat Gambia on the road, Madagascar, Comoros. So for me, in terms of this group, guys, Tunisia will top the group without a doubt. It's a battle of second place. Because that second place battle is quite fascinating because all the three teams are kind of roughly around the same level. I think I originally picked Gambia at the time, and I'm still going to stick with Gambia. But we could see Comoros and Madagascar do it, guys. We could see Comoros and Madagascar do it. And I'm looking at, let's look at Gambia's game. So Gambia have Madagascar home and away. They have to beat them at home. I think Gambia, their final game is against Tunisia. But here's the thing. Tunisia will probably already mathematically top the group by then. So maybe it won't be such a big deal by then. But yeah, Gambia, as I said, man, I still expect them to qualify in second place. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Group B, Morocco, man. Morocco, obviously, one of the best teams in Africa right now in the world. Well, best team in Africa, you could probably say. One of the best teams in Morocco. Absolutely destroyed Gabon. They beat Lesotho. Brahim Diaz scoring a last-minute goal. The Central African Republic, man, they lost to Lesotho, but then they beat Lesotho, and then they lost to Gabon. So looking at this group right here, guys, I think it's very evidently clear that Morocco is going to top, and Central African Republic and Gabon will battle out for second place. That second place battle is tough to call because that could be anyone's game. I'm going to say for right now, I'm going to give the edge to Gabon, but Central African Republic can definitely get second place. It is doable. So, yeah. I'm not sure why Morocco are part of the qualifiers. I guess they're just doing it for game's sake. I mean, it's kind of odd, but it is what it is. So, yeah, it is a bit weird to see them there. And then Group C, we got here. It is Egypt. Egypt, fantastic window for them. Got 2 big wins, against Cape Verde, Botswana. It was interesting to see they beat Cape Verde by a big margin, which I didn't expect. Because Cape Verde is a good team. And remember, Cape Verde, Egypt actually tied in the AFCON. Remember, it was a 1-1 draw. No, actually, it was a 2-2 draw. That was a crazy game, by the way. And yeah, Egypt, as expected, they got 6 points. And then Mauritania, they beat Botswana 1-0. They lost to Cape Verde 2-0. And let's be real, guys. The second place, it's going to basically be a battle for second place between Cape Verde and Mauritania. Botswana is not going to compete. Botswana is finishing last. I'm almost certain with that. So who do you guys think will get second place? I'm going to still give the edge to Cape Verde because I think Cape Verde is better than Mauritania. And especially given that Cape Verde have already beaten Mauritania. But we could see Mauritania doing it. And I think the way, and guys, wow. Last match day, Mauritania versus Cape Verde. Last match day. That could be a decisive game. And maybe it's a sense where if Mauritania wins, they qualify for the AFCON. It could come down to that. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I would love to see. For me personally, I would love to see Mauritania and Cape Verde make it, but realistically speaking, we're not going to see Mauritania and Cape Verde both qualifying. It's going to be one of the two. So, yeah, Egypt, cruise control. Group D, guys, Nigeria. Nigeria, very bad. They beat Benin 3-0, which was great. They couldn't beat them the qualifiers, but they did it at home in the AFCON qualifiers. Interesting. And they tied to Rwanda away. Now, let's be real, guys. Nigeria should be fine. They should qualify to the AFCON, but the issues for Nigeria is bigger. I think Nigeria bigger issues as in the World Cup qualifiers. That's the bigger issue. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Nigeria do. But like I said, I'm more concerned with Nigeria in the World Cup qualifiers. Not really here in AFCON. They have an easy group. But that second place battle, guys, I think second place in this group is tough to call because Benin, Rwanda, Libya, all 3 of these countries can't finish second place. Even Libya can finish second place. Even Rwanda can finish second place. I would say Benin are probably the favorites. You would probably expect Benin to qualify in second, but Rwanda is definitely capable. Libya is definitely capable. So it is definitely doable for this group, man. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I would still expect Benin to qualify, but Rwanda, Libya can definitely do something. Like Group E, guys, we got here in this group Algeria cruise controlling this one as expected. And then we have a battle of second place between Togo, Equatorial Guinea, Liberia. Let's be real, guys. It should be Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea should get second place. Togo, actually, let me see what Togo did, guys. So Togo got draw against Liberia at home, and then they got an away draw with the last minute goal. You know, Togo could actually do it, guys. I didn't think they could do it, but maybe with Equatorial Guinea, with the whole suspension for Emmanuel Nue, maybe they can. Guys, let me know in the chat, guys. Can Togo actually qualify for the AFCON? Is it possible, or am I crazy for saying that? I'm still going to say Equatorial Guinea should qualify, but Togo could definitely do it. It is definitely doable. I think Group F, guys, this group is crazy. This is probably the most interesting group right now, AFCON qualifiers, because Ghana is in big trouble. They lost at home to Angola with a last-minute goal, and then Ghana failed to beat Niger on the road. So, guys, is Ghana in trouble, guys? Let me know in the chat, guys. Let me actually do a poll, guys. Let me do a poll since we have a lot of people now here, guys. Will Ghana miss out on the AFCON? Because I'm sorry, if Ghana misses out on the AFCON, that would be a disgrace, a national disgrace. It would be embarrassing. I dare Ghana to not make the AFCON. Will Ghana miss out, guys? Will Ghana miss out on AFCON? So, I mean, personally, for me, guys, they bet. I mean, let's look at Ghana's fixtures, guys. Let's look at Ghana's fixtures. So, Ghana has Sudan at home. Guys, Sudan are actually good now, guys. Sudan aren't any jokes. Like, look what they do in the World Cup qualifiers. Then you got Sudan away. Okay. They got Angola away and the Niger at home. Guys, Ghana could actually miss out on the AFCON. There's actually a genuine possibility they miss the AFCON. I'm not even joking around when I'm saying this, guys. I'm actually being deadly serious, guys. Ghana could miss out. Guys, if Ghana misses out the AFCON, that emergency stream is going to happen. I have to invite Core if that happens. Like, there's going to be a huge meltdown in Ghana if that happens. Ghana, you better not allow that to happen. Because I'm sorry, Angola and Ghana should make it through. Sudan is good, but come on. We know Sudan isn't. Guys, if Sudan qualify, that would be an amazing achievement. If Sudan actually manages to qualify, it'll be an incredible achievement. Because I don't actually, let me know in the chat, guys. When was the last time we've seen Sudan at AFCON? Because I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I've seen Sudan at AFCON. Have they ever made an AFCON? Wow. No, that's Olympic Games. The last time they made the AFCON was in. Oh, actually, they were there in 2021. My bad. But before. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong with that. But, like, this is a genuine opportunity. They have a great chance to do so. So, I mean, Sudan, man, if they could actually do it, that would be an incredible achievement. To make it 2025 AFCON with the expense of potentially Ghana. Ooh, I mean, let me see what you guys say in the chat. So most of you guys are saying yes. We got 2 votes saying yes. 1 person saying no. Okay, fair enough. That's understandable. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, let me just put it this way. Ghana should make it, but would I bet on it? No. I wouldn't bet on Ghana. Don't bet on Ghana, guys. If you bet on Ghana, you're in big trouble. And guys, away goes the head-to-head. So, yeah, Ghana, man, as I said, man. I'm very interested to see what happens. Because let's be real, guys. It should be Angola and Ghana. It should be Angola and Ghana. You know what I think is going to happen, guys? I think Angola will top the group and the Ghana will just scrape through in second place. I think that's going to happen. And I think for Ghana, they have to basically get 4 points against Sudan. They have to get revenge against Angola. And they got to beat Niger. Yeah, Angola is a good team, guys. Angola is a good team, guys. I don't know why people are saying Angola is a terrible team. This is a team that made the AFCON quarterfinals. Anyone that's saying that, you're a clown. You're a clown for saying that. Anyone that says that. So, yeah. So, but yeah, like it's just let me just say this though: if Ghana don't qualify, we're gonna have to have an emergency stream in full effect. But yeah, I mean, if you can't beat Niger on the road, I mean, it's really bad. It's just hopeless. Moving to Group G, guys. This group is relatively straightforward. I think Ivory Coast should make it through. Zambia, even though Zambia are kind of a mess right now, Zambia should still qualify. I don't really much to say. I don't really give much chance for Chad. Chad have no chance. Sierra Leone maybe have an off chance, but realistically, I don't think Sierra Leone is going to do it. I mean, Sierra Leone have Ivory Coast both games, so yeah. And then I think what's going to come to, I think if Sierra Leone wants to qualify for the AFCON, they have to beat Zambia at home. That's the only way I can see it. Otherwise, I don't see it. So, and I think Zambia will probably just play for a draw. So, yeah. And then let's see. So Zambia do have Ivory Coast. I mean, that's gonna be a difficult game, but yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Ivory Coast, Zambia should make it through. Group H, guys. So how many more groups? We got 5 more groups to go through. I think this group is also straightforward. I think DR Congo and Tanzania should make it through. Although, shout out to Ethiopia. Actually, no. Actually, Guinea's bottom. Wow. This is crazy, guys. Guinea's actually bottom. Let me check their games, guys. So, Guinea lost 1-0 to DR Congo. Okay. And they, oh my God. Guinea lost at home to Tanzania? Oh my jeez. I'm guys, are we gonna see a situation where Guinea don't qualify for the AFCON? They're on 0 points. They're on 0 points. Guys, if Ghana if Guinea misses out on the AFCON, that'll be disgrace. I mean, Guinea have Ethiopia home and away. They should beat Ethiopia both games. And Tanzania. Man, Ethiopia, man. Sorry, not Ethiopia, Guinea. I think it's going to come down to that DR Congo game. I think potentially the Tanzania game. Man, this group has got interesting. This group has got a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. So, yep. Let's move on over to Group I. Mozambique, Mali. Okay, Eswatini there for vibes. I mean, yeah, we it should be Mozambique and Mali. It should be those two. Mali, Mozambique tied, and yeah, I mean Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, I don't really rate them that highly. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting there. Group J. Okay, Group J is interesting, guys. Shout out to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe have actually been very good this month. 2 draws, really good start. Like, really fantastic. I did not expect Zimbabwe to do this. Then Kenya, great start for them. They beat Namibia on the road, which was pretty impressive considering Namibia were in the last AFCON. They did tie it home to Zimbabwe, though, but I guess it made up for the fact they beat Namibia on the road. And then Namibia isn't the problem. Guys, are we going to see Namibia miss out on the AFCON? I really hope they don't, but Kenya are a fun team, guys, so it's going to be interesting. Cameroon, like, let's be real, guys. It's going to basically be between Cameroon, Kenya, and Namibia. I don't think Zimbabwe's going to do it, even though Zimbabwe have got 2 points so far. Moving on to Group K, guys. Wow. This group is interesting, guys. So South Africa tied at home to Uganda, and I heard their goalkeeper made a mistake. Then South Africa just about beat South Sudan on the road 3-2 with the last-minute winner. The Uganda did a good window. Uganda actually did a good window by getting a draw away South Africa and beating Congo. And yeah, I mean, I think this group is straightforward. I think it should be Uganda, South Africa. I don't think Congo is going to do it. It would be nice, I suppose, but yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think Uganda, South Africa should make it through. Group L. This is the last group we got here. Yeah, South Africa's defense was really shaky. So, yeah, the Burkina Faso, Senegal. Yeah, I mean, Burundi. Although to be fair, Burundi did beat Malawi, but yeah, Malawi aren't really that great. So, I remember they were there in the AFCON. Was it 2021? I think. Yeah, I think they were there in the last edition one, not the one this one, but the one before, like 2 editions ago, I guess you could say. So Burundi got the win. Shout out to Burundi. The Senegal, Burkina Faso getting a draw on the road is pretty impressive. And then, yeah. So, really, like I said, guys, not really a whole lot of storylines. It's pretty much expected. I think most of the top teams we expect. I think the only teams that are kind of in trouble or Ghana potentially, and maybe Guinea. I would say those two are probably the big losers of this one. I think Guinea and Ghana are in big trouble. But like I said, I would still expect them to both qualify. So yeah, let me read some of you guys' comments. What do you guys think about Morocco with their last match? They played with 9 bench players to see what they got. Brahim Diaz, 2 goals, 2 matches. He had 2 goals in 2 matches. Insane. Abde left winger. Fire. The 3 attackers are just criminal. Yeah, I really like Morocco's attack, guys. Morocco's attack is good. It's just the only problem is a striker. I just don't rate the striker for Morocco. That's the only problem. Because I think Endazuri is just falling off. He's not the same as anymore. Don't know why Morocco's part of the qualifiers. Egypt on cruise control here. Should be easy enough for them to finish their qualification campaign. Absolutely. Egypt could win AFCON, to be honest, and that's in Morocco. Ooh, that would be interesting, guys. But let's hold it there, really. Let's see what they get in the group stage and all that stuff. So it's a bit too early to say, but Egypt is definitely a strong contender. Morocco, by the way, Morocco played with 9 bench players in their last match. I tell you why, because Ivory Coast did the same. Every host are playing qualifiers now. Oh, that's a rule of the AFCONs. Oh, okay, thank you for letting me. I didn't know that. Gotta be fine. Okay, let's see. When Morocco's on fire, don't underestimate Abde. Brahim Diaz, Zieg, the striker, Ramini on the attack is just criminal. Ramadi. Yeah. Yeah, I know how good Brahim can be, maybe. Madrid fan. Abde even got his last match with Betis 2 goals, 1 assist, 3-0. Betis went here. Madrid fan here. Abde got Abde got then the number 10 jersey because he played those recent matches that much better, like more confidence. Ghana lost on goal, who are a very good team. Abde is a player like Vinicius, very fast, explosive. Yeah, Abde is a good player. Yeah, Ghana is a good team. Ghana will qualify. Stop this nonsense. Well, they better, Sebastian. They better. Let me put it this way. But they couldn't beat Niger. I didn't expect that. Expect Ghana to lose to Angola. Not that I didn't. I thought Ghana would like maybe draw or maybe just about win. I didn't expect Angola to win, but it was at Ghana's crib. That's why didn't expect that. So yeah, and it's imagine Brazil didn't. Wow, I'm surprised Kenya beat Namibia. Same. South Africa a horrible defense. Yeah, South Africa's defense is horrible. South Africa, can you do something for me? Oh my gosh, South Sudan almost won. South Africa threw it away in the last minute. Low. Zeke Abde Brahim is just criminal for me. Senegal need a pen to be Burundi. Burkina Faso did okay on the road against Senegal, but hopefully they'll do well later at home. Ramai is now our best striker. Now he broke the Olympic most goals top scorer of all time. Yeah, Ramai is a good striker. I just don't think he's as good as Endazuri. I think Endazuri is still better. But we'll see. Maybe he might be as good. Maybe he'll be good. Maybe we'll be good. We'll see. Pookie might be more fun than watching Tunisia play football. Yeah, Tunisia for me, man. They're one of the worst teams to play. I'm sorry to all my Tunisians, man. I'm sorry to Grand Crown, my fellow Tunisian fan and my community. Tunisia is terrible to watch. I can't watch. Tunisia is really bad to watch. Tunisia only making AFCON because of the group they're in. Same as Algeria. Like, let's be real, guys. Yeah, Tunisia, Algeria pretty much got easy groups. They pretty much got easy groups. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next confederation. So let's see. We're done with AFC. We're done with CAF. Oh, by the way, let me just show you guys the Asia Cup qualifiers real quick. I'm just gonna show you guys results just real quickly. I should have talked about this briefly. I should have mentioned this Asia section. But yeah, you can see right here, guys. Here's the playoff round. Sri Lanka, East Timor, and Brunei won. So all 3 of them won. So shout out to those 3 nations for winning. And yeah, I kind of expect Cambodia to make it, to be fair. And maybe Mongolia. I'm not surprised Brunei made it. So I believe the Asian qualifiers start in December. So we'll have the draw take place, I think, that time. But I just wanted to quickly touch base on that real quick. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on from that. So what's the next confederation? So we're done with, I believe CONCACAF is next, right? Yeah, CONCACAF. Okay, let's move to CONCACAF, guys, real quickly. I'm not going to go much into detail with this one. I'm going to go into CONCACAF now. So CONCACAF Nations League. Okay. So CONCACAF Nations League, guys. Let me get the timestamp for you guys. So I think we're an hour in the stream, so I think we're doing good so far in time. We still have to talk about yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to go over 2 hours. We're gonna have to go over an hour. So we're not going to discuss the friendlies, guys. No friendly discussion. We're just looking at the groups right here. I'm going to be very brief with you guys. I'm not going to spend too much time here because I know a lot of you guys don't really care about CONCACAF. So Costa Rica, man, as expected, top of the group, as expected. Fantastic 3-0 win against Guadalupe. And then they actually tied against Guatemala 0-0. I believe that was like Guatemala's crib. The Guatemala beat Martinique. So Costa Rica, Guatemala, and pretty much in good position. Suriname, yeah. Actually, where did Suriname get the win? Hold up. Where did Suriname get the win? Oh, they beat Guyana 3-1. And then Martinique 2-2. Guatemala, Costa Rica, Guatemala. Like I said, guys, it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I think the group will probably finish in that same order. Maybe Martin. Actually, you know what? I don't think Martin will finish. Actually, yeah, maybe he will. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys real quick. That's going to be interesting to see what happens indeed. Yeah, not really too surprising here, I would say. The Group B, guys, wow. Jamaica, man. How do you not beat Cuba at home is crazy. And I believe Cuba were down at 10 men as well. So, yeah. Nicaragua, they got the away win against French Guiana. Got a draw. Okay, decent for them. Why aren't Nicaragua just scoring late goals? Anyways, Cuba had a decent window, I suppose. Honduras, decent. Yeah, I mean, Trinidad at last is crazy. But to be fair, Trinidad. Okay, wait. Trinidad didn't beat French Guiana out at home? Bruh. Oh, my geez. Trinidad might be finished. But yeah, to be honest with you, all the results are kind of expected. I think the only surprising results are Jamaica and potentially the 2 draws, basically, I would say is expected. The 2 draws were surprising. Everything else is expected. All right. Let's move to League B, guys. League B time. Let's move to League B, guys. So El Salvador top as expected. St. Vincent Grenadines, man. Shout out to St. Vincent Grenadines, man. The first YouTuber I watched on football, Dominic Rich, is from that country, and so shout out to Dominic Rich, man. Shout out to Dominic Rich, one of the best football channels out there on YouTube. They got 4 points. They beat Bonaire, and I think they beat Montserrat and they tied against Bonaire. So good job for them. And yeah, Bonaire and Montserrat, man. Commiserations. St. Lucia, Curacao. Wow, Curaçao's not first is crazy. Curacao actually lost, is surprising. They lost to St. Lucia, I believe. Actually, they lost to St. Lucia, right? Okay, let me just quickly double check this real quick. See the matches. Okay, El Salvador 4-1, 1-1 draw, 2-0, 2-1. Okay. Yeah, pretty much expected. Then here, St. Lucia 2. Oh, wow. Curacao lost to St. Lucia? Oh, my God. Nah, Curacao, man. You guys are frauds. I'm sorry. Curacao are frauds. Grenada 2-0. Okay. Oh, my God. St. Lucia. Wait, hold up. St. Lucia. Man, St. Lucia might be the real deal. They actually beat Curacao and Grenada. Wow. Pookie, man, what do you think? Do you think St. Lucia is do you think we need to respect St. Lucia? So, yeah, I don't know that, man. They might be the real deal. Okay, I might have to apologize for what I said about St. Lucia, but man, wow, this is crazy. Okay, moving on to Group C. Haiti, top of the group as expected. Haiti 4-1, 6-0. Puerto Rico, man, shout out to Puerto Rico. One of my good friends, one of my friends' countries. Oh my geez, Puerto Rico got smashed. St. Martin. Okay, expected. League C, Dominican Republic first. They beat Bermuda at home. They beat Dominica. Bermuda. Yeah. I mean, I would say pretty much expected. So, yeah. All right, moving on to League C, guys. We're gonna move to League C real quickly. St. Lucia good, getting good. Yeah, St. Lucia's improving, man. St. Lucia's improving. Barbados. Okay, Barbados got the 2 wins. Yeah, as expected. U.S. Virgin Islands getting smashed. Bahamas. The Group B, man. Of course, we have to represent my Belizeans friends. 2 W's for Belize, man. Turks and Caicos Islands getting smashed. And the Belize 1-0 win. So Belize, man. They're going to be back in League B. Hopefully they could qualify for the Gold Cup play-in round. So what's the play-in round, guys? Is this to qualify for the Gold Cup? Oh, yes. Yes, winners will qualify for the Gold Cup qualification, guys. Hopefully Belize can do it, man. Hopefully Belize can do it, man. For all my Belizean peeps. Yeah, shout out to Belize, man. Let's see who scored the goals. Velasquez, Blanco, Palacio, man. These guys' pages don't even exist. Oh, man. But yeah, Anguilla, man, 3 points. Turks and Caicos odds as expected. Garbage. St. Kitts and Nevis, yeah, it's like Cayman odds. Second, yeah, Bridgeford odds. All right. So I think we're done with CONCACAF, guys. A lot of you guys' comments are related to CONCACAF, so I'll skip those comments. I'll probably save it for when we get to CONMEBOL section. But yeah, I knew Suriname would lose to Guadalupe. How did Costa Rica not beat Guatemala? Scratch my head. USA winning the World Cup. I hope so, man. I hope so. But it's not going to happen. Where are we? Hi, that was my reaction. Respect believes we got a huge win. St. Lucia getting good. So world ain't ready for that Belize aura. Yes, 2 W's. Yeah, fair facts. All right, so I think we're gonna move to the next confederation, guys. So we're done with CONCACAF. We're moving on over to CONMEBOL. CONMEBOL time, guys. CONMEBOL time. I have a lot to say about CONMEBOL, guys, so we might be here for a while. So let's look at CONMEBOL, guys. Let's look at the football, actually. We're gonna bring the football. So where is CONMEBOL? What's CONMEBOL? Okay. So CONMEBOL time. Oh boy, this is gonna be an interesting one. Interesting. So let me get the table out here. So coming in last place, we have here is Peru. I think Peru, honestly, guys, they were decent this window. I won't be too critical of Peru because they gave a good game to Colombia. I thought they were good in that game, honestly. I think Colombia, honestly, were very underwhelming the day. Peru were actually leading the game. Khalid scoring the goal there. Shout out to Khalid's, man, for getting the goal. And that Luis Diaz got the equalizer there. I think Peru honestly played a good game. Guys. I think Colombia were shell-shocked. Colombia were not good at this game. They did raise their game in the second half, and Peru did kind of tail off in the second half, but it's a good, valuable point for Peru. And then Peru, as I said, they played against Ecuador. They lost 1-0 to Ecuador, guys. Ecuador got the win over them. Enter Valencia scoring the goal, and yeah, Peru just didn't really show much offensively. And yeah, just not really good. But I don't think Peru were that bad. Even though they're last in the table, they weren't that bad this month. I won't be critical of them. Moving over to ninth place. Ninth place we got is Chile. Chile obviously lost to Argentina 3-0. 3-0, man. A very comfortable win for Argentina. But even though Argentina did win the game 3-0, 2 of the goals that Argentina scored were towards the end. But Argentina were the much better team against Chile. Argentina looked amazing. Like I said, guys, let me know the guys in the chat below, guys. Is Lozano Martinez and Romero one of the best center back partnerships in the world? Because the partnership they have has been amazing, guys. Defensively, Argentina looks so good at the back. With these two on the back, fantastic. McAllister cooking, Alvarez cooking. Guys, Argentina looked amazing in this game. Chile were absolutely horrible in that game. They had only, I think, one good chance, and then obviously the game against Bolivia, man. We talked about it yesterday on the stream. I don't want to bring too much on, and I don't want to discuss too much about that game because I want you guys to watch that stream yesterday. But Bolivia, man, very embarrassing for Chile. Losing to Bolivia at home. The first time Bolivia's got a away win the World Cup qualifiers since 1993 is disgraceful. Fernandez getting 2 assists on the day. And yeah, the Chile goal was even a mistake. That goal shouldn't even happen. Lamp made a terrible error, and it came off at halftime. Yeah, Alvarez and Tesares, man. That Tesares goal, man, this one was a really good goal, the second goal. So I think for Bolivia, as I said, man, shout out to Bolivia. Bolivia had an amazing window, man. And Chile just in the mud. Chile is really bad right now. Goretzka probably needs to get sacked. A lot of these players should be benched. And Chile's just this is really embarrassing for Chile. Really embarrassing. You can't be losing 2-1 at home to Bolivia. You can't be losing to them. Paraguay actually had a decent window. Actually, you know what? I'll give Paraguay some credit. They actually had a good window. And I think their new coach, Gustavo Gomez, is a good coach because this coach instills that defensive mentality in Paraguay. Because, dude, I saw Paraguay were so garbage in the Copa America, guys. Paraguay were so terrible in the Copa America. Defensively, they were so bad. They brought a new coach in, Gustavo Gomez, and man, Paraguay looks good defensively. They put up a good defensive game against Uruguay, and Uruguay were very underwhelming in that game. Then obviously, They had that win against Brazil, and guys, that's a huge win for Brazil. A huge win for them against Brazil because that's the first time they beat Brazil since 2008. That's insane. That's absolute insanity right there, guys. First time they beat Brazil since 2008. Who would have thought? Paraguay. I'll speak more about Brazil when we get there. But Paraguay, man, shout out to Paraguay for a fantastic win indeed against um, Brazil. Venezuela, a 4-0 draw to Bolivia. I mean, Bolivia are just amazing, guys. Bolivia are amazing at home. It was expected. Venezuela got destroyed. And Bolivia have just raised their altitude, so it's not going to be harder to play against them. Then, obviously, Venezuela, they got a draw against Uruguay. Man, they should have beaten Uruguay. Uruguay were terrible in the day. Venezuela pretty much should have won. Uruguay goalkeeper made 6 saves. Other than that, Uruguay pretty much had nothing to offer. Uruguay had a few chances, but not really much. And yeah, Venezuela should have won. Brazil got the win against Ecuador. Good win for them, but man, Ecuador were really poor. They didn't really offer anything. Rodrigo scoring a nice goal there. Paqueta getting the assist. Then the following game, man, is we're going to have to discuss about Brazil. They played against Paraguay, and oh my God, Brazil were terrible. Brazil were so terrible, guys. Terrible. They were so garbage, man, attacking-wise, and I'm sorry. Vinicius Jr. shouldn't be starting for Brazil. I know this is going to pain you to hear that, Pookie, and I know you're going to be so mad for me saying this, but he can't start. He just shouldn't start for Brazil anymore. And now I'm not saying that he should be not in the squad anymore. Obviously, he should still be in the squad, but he can't be a starter anymore, just on merit alone. He has to earn a starting position. Brazil are really bad right now, and I'm going to see, maybe I'll try to join HH's stream later today. And what the concerning thing with Brazil is their attack is really bad. Brazil's attack is really bad. And that's my concern is Brazil just don't have a natural striker. And I'm sorry, Endrick is good, but you can't be relying on Endrick this young. You can't be relying on Endrick this young. And I just think for Brazil, man, I don't know what's wrong with this attack. And Neymar is just, and you know what's crazy, guys? Neymar really needs to come back. Like, it's crazy. Neymar's carrying this team. Without Neymar, this team looks so bad. And guys, we have to respect Neymar. We have to respect Neymar before he's done with Brazil. I don't care if he's not won any trophies, Brazil, and everything. Neymar carried Brazil. Guys, if Neymar wasn't that amazing, Brazil would be worse right now. We'd be seeing Brazil in a bench era. And guys, Neymar is just incredible. And for Brazil, as I said, man, really, really disappointing. Their attack is terrible. And that's, I think, the biggest issue with Brazil is their attack is really bad. And guys, you know what's crazy, guys? The only good midfielder Brazil have right now is Andre. Because Bruno Guimaraes is crap. I'm sorry, he's not good anymore. I think the Newcastle thing has got to him. He doesn't look good anymore. And Paqueta, he's a decent player, but I don't really rate them that highly. You know, Andre is the real deal. I rate Andre very highly. And shout out to Gustavo Gomez, man. I think Gustavo Gomez is a player that could be a young, emerging player because the guy was amazing at the Olympics. Was probably one of Paraguay's best players at the Olympics, and he's doing so well for Inter Miami. He needs to make a move to Europe, man. He needs to make a move to Europe. One of Paraguay's best young players out there. And Paraguay defensively looked amazing in this game, man. Defensively were amazing. It's just that Paraguay attack is garbage. That's the only thing I'll say with Paraguay. So their attack is really bad. Their attack is really bad, Paraguay. If they had a better attack, Paraguay could do something. But yeah, Brazil, as I said, man, really, really bad. And I don't know what to make of this Brazil team. Their attack is garbage. This team needs help. And guys, you know what's crazy, guys? Brazil have already lost 5 times the qualifiers. And I was hearing the stat. I was hearing this in the Wikipedia. I was hearing this, guys. Sorry, 4 times. Brazil have only lost 5 games throughout their history before 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Now, with 2026, they've already lost 4 games. 4 games. Venezuela lost fewer games. Ecuador have lost fewer games. Uruguay have lost fewer games. The only teams that have been losing more games than Brazil have been Bolivia, Chile, and Peru. Everyone else has lost fewer games than Brazil. Guys, I never thought I would be seeing Brazil this bad. I never thought I would be seeing Brazil this bad, man. I never thought I would be seeing Brazil down this bad. Is this the okay? Let me know in the chat, guys. Is this the worst period of time we've seen Brazil? Because I haven't seen Brazil this bad in my history. I have never seen Brazil this bad. I haven't seen Brazil down this bad in a long time. Like maybe the worst I would say was like 2014, 2016. Like they had their bench era in the Copa America. They got out of the group stage, and obviously I think 2016 they went out in the quarterfinals. But other than that, I just think it's crazy. Okay, CR7 edits, man. You need to calm down, man. I'm gonna put you on time. I'm gonna put you on timeout. You need to calm down. I'm gonna put you on 5 minutes for now. Because you actually, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'll put 1 minute. I'll put 1 minute. Okay, you know what? I'll just keep 5 minutes, I guess. I don't think I can undo the timeout. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Brazil, man, it's really bad. It's really bad for Brazil. And I'm looking at the next couple of games, guys. Let's look at Brazil real quick. Guys, Brazil, I'm looking at the next couple of games. They have to beat Chile on the road. They got to beat Peru. That's going to be tough. These two games right here in November is going to be tough. Venezuela, Uruguay at home. Then March, Colombia and Argentina. Then Ecuador. And they round up with Paraguay and the Chile, Bolivia. I mean, the last few games are easy, to be fair. But, I mean, Brazil will qualify. Like, Brazil should qualify. But whether they'll do it in, like, comfortable margin remains to be seen. And like I said, guys, Brazil's biggest issue is at the World Cup itself. I'm not sure. Like, they're going to struggle in the World Cup. Let's be real. So, yeah, let's see what happens. So, yeah, Brazil, man, very, very bad. The Ecuador, man, they had their 1-0 loss to Brazil. They put up a decent game. It was a back-and-forth game. Then they beat Peru as expected. Enter Valencia scoring the goal. But, yeah, Ecuador, as I said, man, good stuff for them. Uruguay had a poor window, man. Uruguay were not good against Paraguay. Their attack was terrible. But we have to keep in mind with Uruguay, a lot of the players are suspended. I believe Darwin Nunes is suspended. I think De La Cruz, Bentancur. I forgot who else is suspended, but there's like a lot of players suspended for Uruguay. Like, looking at this, like, let me show you guys this team right here, guys, against Paraguay. They weren't able to field their best players. So maybe we have to put that into consideration. But still, like, I still expect Uruguay to beat Paraguay at home. You can't be drawn against Paraguay. And guys, they only had one shot on target. Only one shot on target. So they got lucky against Venezuela. Venezuela should have beaten them. So yeah, man. Venezuela should have beaten them. The Colombia, man, they had the draw against Peru. Not really a good result for them, considering they're expected to win, but they got the win against Argentina. I thought Colombia in this game were fantastic. I thought they were amazing in this game. You know, first half, they in particular were dominating. Argentina were really poor that first half. They had no shots on target, and Colombia were just amazing. They scored off a set piece, great set piece there. The second half, man, Argentina capitalized an error by James Rodriguez, which was interesting because James got the assist for the goal. Then Colombia, the Argentina man had a lot of chances, but they couldn't convert. And then James gets a penalty, which in my opinion isn't a penalty. Then Lautaro Martinez had some chances in the end. And yeah. So for me, like, the goal Argentina scored shouldn't have happened, and the penalty Colombia got shouldn't have happened. So in my opinion, the game should have ended 1-0. Colombia should have just won the game 1-0, and that would have been a fair score, but it is what it is, and Colombia wins 2-1. And Colombia gets revenge for the Copa America final. And Argentina, man, they had a decent window. You know, they beat Chile as expected 3-0, and they lost to Colombia 2-1. So I think the big takeaway from this window is that Bolivia's in a good position, guys. Bolivia's in a really good position, guys. Because what I feel like right now is the top 6 is settled. I think the top 6 will finish in that order. It's just a matter of the playoff spot. Because, guys, I think Bolivia have an outside chance to get the playoffs. I think Bolivia can actually qualify for the World Cup through the playoffs. Because let's look at Bolivia's games, guys. Let's look at Bolivia's games. Right? I'm going to be joking around saying this. Bolivia, Colombia at home. Okay, that's going to be tough. Argentina away is going to be tough. Ecuador at home away is going to be tough. Paraguay. They can beat Paraguay at home. I don't know about Peru away. They can maybe they could beat Peru away, honestly, because Peru are bad. Uruguay at home. Venezuela away. Then Chile at home. If they can beat Chile again, that'll be huge. Then maybe they can beat Brazil, given maybe Brazil have nothing to play for that time. So it's going to be interesting, guys. Let me know in the chat, guys. Can Bolivia actually qualify for the World Cup through the playoffs? Can they get playoffs? Can they finish 7th place? Because for me, guys, I think it's going to be a battle of these 4 nations for the 7th place, spot. Maybe Venezuela is also in this too, because Venezuela haven't won a game since October. But let me look at Venezuela's fixtures real quick. Venezuela have Argentina at home. Okay, that's gonna be tough. Paraguay away. Maybe they can do something. Brazil, Chile. Guys, I'm a little kind of concerned with Venezuela. Not gonna lie, guys. Maybe this one. Yeah, Peru but they do have 2 home games. These 2 home games, I think they could win. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Who do you guys think can get the playoff spot? Because right now, I could see maybe Bolivia getting the playoffs. Chile have no chance. Chile are not getting playoffs. I'm almost certain with that. Peru, I don't think so. It's like I said, I think it's really between Venezuela, Paraguay, Bolivia for that playoff spot. And I think one of those nations will obviously miss out entirely. So who do you guys think, guys? Who do you guys think? For right now, I'm giving the edge to maybe Bolivia because they're home form. And guys, Bolivia have scored the 3rd most goals in Copa World Cup qualifiers. That's insane. That's insane. We're living in a world where Bolivia have scored more goals than Brazil. I never thought I'd be saying this stuff, guys. I never thought I'd be saying this. This is absolute insanity. See what happens, man. But yeah, man. Bolivia, man, absolute insanity. Like, this is an amazing winner for Bolivia. 6 points, absolute insanity. And I believe the last time they won back-to-back games was in 2021, and that was even in the qualifiers. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the chat, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Wow. Okay, let me do a quick poll, guys. Let's do a quick poll. I want to see what you guys are saying, and then we're gonna move to UEFA, then OFC. Venezuela. Guys, Brazil will qualify automatically. Brazil will qualify automatically. I'm 100% certain. I dare Brazil not to qualify automatically. So, all right. So let's see what minute we started this. We started like, okay, so we're gonna move to UEFA in probably like a few minutes. That'll pretty much be the last confederation that we'll look at OFC very briefly. But yeah, I mean, CONMEBOL, guys. CONMEBOL's interesting. So the only thing I'm certain, Argentina will qualify for sure. Colombia will qualify for sure. Uruguay will qualify for sure. Ecuador should. Brazil, I'm not 100% confident, but they should. And CR7 edits. Can we just move on from Brahim Diaz? Let's talk about CONMEBOL, guys. Let's talk about CONMEBOL. Please stop. Please stop with the Morocco stuff. Okay. CR7, please. So, like, let's be real, guys. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, for me personally, I'm going with Bolivia, guys. I know it might seem crazy to say, but I'm actually giving the edge to Bolivia because of their home form, and I think that's a key thing, guys. I think Bolivia's home form is going to be enough for them to push it over the line. So, yeah. All right. So let me read some of you guys' comments. Do you have any comments? Let me see. Okay, so we do have some comments real quick. Brazil letting Paraguay dunk on them as well. No, Lenny. Okay. Wow, this Brazil can't handle Paraguay. It will enter Expelli region. Okay. All right, I'm not going to read your guys' comments between each other because that's not really relevant for the stream, so I'll skip those comments. Rodriguez is underrated. I do agree. I do think Rodriguez is underrated. He should have been in the Ballon d'Or list. I'm even saying this as a rival fan, which is crazy. When it comes to the bench, yeah. Argentina fumbled to Brazil. Lol, I have to laugh. What's CONMEBOL? Chile ball, Sebastian. All right. Okay. Chile will get back. So I don't care about that cooking. Chile will get. We will be back. Goreka out. Arias out. Okay. Scoring the game before against Ecuador. Okay. That's why I'm discussing about Brazil or garbage. They need to improve soon. Brazil are just bad as a whole, man. Back to CONMEBOL, man. Okay. My bad. Even 2040, they made the semis. Based on my table, calculations, predictions. I'm going for Venezuela 6th. Okay. Bolivia 7th, and then the rest. Paraguay, Chile are too mediocre to qualify. Peru aren't doing anything. Mads, you got to respect Paraguay, man. Okay, I agree with Chile and I agree with Peru, but respect Paraguay, Matt. Paraguay just got 2 massive results against CONMEBOL teams, against the best teams of CONMEBOL, Uruguay and Brazil. Matt, I know you don't like Paraguay. I don't really like Paraguay either, but you got to at least show them respect. That you cannot say they're mediocre. Sure, they may not score enough goals, but defensively they're really tough. They're going to get draws. So, yeah, come on, man. Matt's respect Paraguay, man. Respect Paraguay. It's okay, man. I heard you. It's cool. Unless Paraguay create a big gap ahead of Bolivia, Chile, and Peru, I'm dying on the hill that Paraguay won't qualify. They could qualify through playoffs. They can't do that. They can't do that. It is possible. Is it likely? Maybe not. Hey, what did Paraguay do? Yeah, Mass is just like this vendetta against Paraguay. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting because, like I said, guys, I'm pretty certain one of these 3 nations will get playoffs. I'm certain that Chile and Peru will finish 9th and 10th. Right now, I'm going to say this. I think Venezuela finished 6th, and I think 7th will be Bolivia, and I think 8th will be Paraguay. I think Paraguay will just miss out. And the reason why I have Bolivia over Paraguay is because I believe Bolivia is more capable of winning their matches at home than Paraguay. I think Paraguay will draw more matches at home, and I think Bolivia will win more matches at home. Basically, it's coming down to home form, guys. Which nation has the best home form of the 3? That's what it's going to come down to for me personally. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys. It's going to be interesting. Stuff spreading. Don't spread conspiracy that I don't like Paraguay. Well, you. It seems like you are, man. It seems like you are. By the way, you're disrespecting them. You're saying that to mediocre. Hey, what did Paraguay do to y'all? Haha. But yeah, like I said, guys, it's going to be interesting, guys. Brazil, as I said, man, their attack is really bad, and they need Neymar. Basically, guys, when Neymar comes back, Brazil will start winning games comfortably. Otherwise, Brazil's finished. Finito. All right, let's move to UEFA Nations League, man. Let's move to UEFA Nations League. All right, UEFA Nations League, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna give my brief reaction to these groups. So UEFA, man. We're an hour and 27 minutes in, guys. Jeez. Oh my god. I need a drink. You know what, guys? Let me do a quick water break. I need to take some water. All right, let's move to UEFA, guys. UEFA. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm just gonna give you guys my quick thoughts of groups. I don't even really care about the matches that much. So, yeah. All right, let's start with Group A. Portugal first, as expected. Croatia second. Poland third. Scotland last. Scotland, man, really disappointing. They actually put up some good games. It's just their defense let them down. And Poland, as expected, beat Scotland. So, Croatia, man, yeah. Group 2, guys. Italy first. Fantastic. And Italy, man, they actually beat France on the road. It's pretty impressive. And guys, I'm going to say this right now. Deschamps has to go. France have to move on from Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps cannot be the France coach anymore. France are too talented to be playing this terrible, pragmatic style, and it's so terrible to watch, guys. Like, It is so garbage to watch. I cannot. I don't know what's wrong with this France team. Like France needs to move on from Didier Deschamps and Mbappe, man. Mbappe, um, is just. I don't know what to say with Mbappe, man. He's not performing, man. He's not performing. And Mbappe just can't play as a striker. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. He can't play as a striker for both club and country. He needs a support striker. He needs Giroud or Benzema with him. He's not good by himself. I know we give credit to Mbappe what he did in the World Cup, but Giroud played a huge part. Giroud was influential. And with Giroud pretty much retired and with Benzema pretty much retired, who is Mbappe going to play off of? Right? So Deschamps has to go. Deschamps has to go. They have to bring Zidane in, and France have to stop playing. They have to get someone to be a support striker for Mbappe, because Mbappe can't be your main guy. Belgium third, Israel last, as expected. Germany, Netherlands, great game. By the way, that was a fantastic game. Germany 2, Netherlands 2 was one of probably the best international games. Bosnia, Hungary, 0-0 draw. I believe the Hungary Bosnian goalkeeper had a masterclass, which is why Hungary tied. But yeah, then Group 4. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Thank you for reminding me, Matt. Ronaldo scores 900th goal. That's something I should have mentioned. Group 4, Denmark, getting the 2 wins. You know, they actually beat Switzerland. And they actually beat Serbia. Shout out to Denmark. Denmark's actually top, which is crazy. Spain tied against Serbia on the road. Serbia goalkeeper had a masterclass, essentially. And then Spain, they beat Switzerland. Even down a man, 4-1 is pretty impressive away against Switzerland. The third, Serbia. Serbia got a draw against Spain. Didn't really do that well against Denmark. And the Switzerland, man. Switzerland been really bad. I'm surprised to see what Switzerland have. I'm surprised to see what Switzerland bottom. Very unfortunate for them. League B, Georgia, man. Guys, I put Georgia in my thumbnail, guys. I want to ask you guys this question here in the chat. Can Georgia actually qualify for the World Cup? Because I've seen Michael Talks Football did a video on them. And I watched this video. It was a good video. And Georgia definitely have what it takes. It's not like they have no chance. But I think for my thing with Georgia is their away games. But you have to give credit to Georgia, man, because they actually beat Albania away. It's pretty impressive. Although Albania didn't really have any shots on target. Albania were really poor. So, but still, man, Georgia looking good. Mika Tots is looking good. Marversville is looking good. Kvaratskhelia is looking good. Guys, Georgia are looking so well, guys. There, for me, guys, out of all the European countries of debutants, them and Albania are your best hopes. I don't want to hear anyone say Luxembourg. I don't want to hear anyone say what's another country like debut? Kazakhstan. No, those guys don't have any chance. It's only Albania and Georgia. So Georgia, as I said, man, guys, if they qualify for the World Cup, they have to play Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They have to play in Georgia. They have to play in Georgia. That happens. So please, the football gods, if Georgia qualify, let them play in the Georgia Stadium. Let them play Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So yeah, I would love to see Georgia. It would be amazing if Georgia qualify. Albania, they got the win against Ukraine on the road, which is pretty impressive. That's a pretty impressive win. They lost at home to Georgia. And the Czech Republic, man, they had a bad loss against Georgia, 4-1 defeat. Georgia pretty much demolished them a counterattack, but then Czech Republic redeemed themselves by getting a 3-2 win against Ukraine at home. So Ukraine, man, at the bottom. The League B, Group 2, England, Greece actually on top, which is surprising on goal difference. England second, as expected. England and Greece will battle out for the top spot. Ireland third, and Finland last. I mean, we kind of expected this group. I think the only surprising thing is maybe Greece is first, but then again, it's only by goal difference. So England will obviously top the group. And the Group 3, guys, Slovenia actually tied against, I think it was Austria 1-1. No, sorry. Slovenia tied against. Wait. Yeah. Slovenia tied against Austria 1-1. I think 0-0. And then obviously they beat Kazakhstan, which is good. And then Norway, they had a bad start by tying away to Kazakhstan, but then they beat Austria at home, which was pretty impressive. The Austria not been a good start. So, like I said, for this group, man, I think that top, because I think we all can agree that Kazakhstan will probably finish last. It's about that top spot because that's going to be an interesting part of this group. And the Group 4, guys, Turkey, Wales, Iceland. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Turkey top as expected. Wales actually look decent. Iceland third, and Montenegro last. The Group C1, Sweden first, Slovakia second. As expected, it's pretty much a battle to the top spot there. On the Azerbaijan story, the battle of the mids. Azerbaijan will probably be the third. The Romania, Kosovo, Cyprus, Lithuania, as expected. Romania first, unsurprising. Kosovo, Cyprus, Lithuania there. So Cyprus actually winning is pretty impressive, though. I got to give credit to Cyprus. I didn't expect Cyprus to win. And they got Kosovo second, and yeah, let's say in the Group C3. Wow, Luxembourg is bottom, which is crazy because a lot of us thought Luxembourg will top this group. Luxembourg actually lost against Belarus at home. Is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I know this is a Nations League and all, but come on, this is a new low. How do you lose at home to Belarus? Is insane. Belarus is top, guys. If Belarus wins this group, I'm going to induct Luxembourg. I'm Luxembourg are frauds if that happens. Bulgaria, they got that draw. Who they draw against? They draw against Belarus. Okay. Bulgaria beat they beat Northern Ireland. Yeah, they beat Northern Ireland, so that's interesting. The Northern Ireland got that win against who did they beat? Let's see who they beat. They beat Luxembourg 2-0. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens indeed. And then Group C4. On Northern Macedonia is first, as expected. Armenia, Northern Macedonia, Armenia are battling for the top spot. Latvia. So yeah, the Latvia Faroe Islands. Yeah, and the San Marino finally wins. So shout out to San Marino. The Gibraltar got the draw against Liechtenstein, and yeah, Liechtenstein bottom, and then Moldova top, Malta second, and Georgia third. So yeah, as I said, I think my big takeaways from the Nations League is the losers are Luxembourg. They're a loser. I think they're probably the biggest loser. I would say them and Ukraine are probably the biggest losers. They have underachievers because most of us expected Luxembourg, Ukraine to do well. They haven't. Then overachievers, I would probably say Georgia are an overachiever. I would probably say Georgia's definitely one. I would probably say Belarus, to be honest with you guys. I'd probably say Georgia and Belarus have probably been overachievers. Maybe San Marino too as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then we're going to read some guys' comments and we're going to round up with OFC. Or are we? I need to see the rest of the fixtures, but I'll say Venezuela for now. All right. Paraguay were the least bad of the bottom four. Then yes, I would say they get seventh. Yes, Europe. But Paraguay parked the bus against Uruguay, who are on gun. How team and Brazil have been crap. Wait until they play Colombia, Argentina, even Ecuador away. Yeah, I mean they're gonna lose those away games, Matt. But it's just the home games. The home games that Paraguay will be tough to beat. Like Paraguay will be tough to beat at home. That's what I'm saying. Paraguay 8 or 9 seems about right with based on their fixtures. Yeah, I think 8. For me, 9th I think is a bit harsh, but 8 they can finish. They can finish 8th. Scotland were awful against Portugal. Not surprised. Ronaldo scoring a goal was a memorable as per breaking a 900 goal record. Scotland probably ends on 0 in that group. Poy says Ronaldo scoring 2 goals in 2 games. See! Impressive for Bosnia getting an away draw. Scotland did good in the first half, to be fair. Oh yeah, Scotland were actually good in that first half against Portugal, to be fair. Well done, Serbia, for getting that draw against Spain. Albania when it was impressive. Georgia keeps surprising. They can, but I think they'll ball in the end. Georgia, I can't stop seeing Georgia doing good things. Georgia defeat the playoffs seems right for playoffs. Seems right for Georgia. I can't believe Ukraine are doing such bad with this roster. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Ukraine, guys. Let me know in the chat, guys. What is wrong with Ukraine? So, what is wrong with Ukraine, guys? Is it just the players underperforming, or the manager needs to go? Like, what is wrong with Ukraine? I don't know what's wrong with Ukraine. I think maybe the players are just underperforming. England are looking easy at the moment. Mixed bag for Norway. Turkey looks really decent. Sweden just needs 2 wins and 2 draws against Slovakia. I don't think they're gonna. I think Slovakia's gonna beat them. I probably at home. That Sweden-Slovakia game in Sweden, I don't know about that, but I'm pretty sure Slovakia's gonna beat Sweden and Slovakia. Because Slovakia's good, Matt. Kosovo beating Cyprus 4-0 is insane too. Hell for Luxembourg after the Belarus result. Imagine doing this while not being able to play at home. That's insane for Belarus. That's insane. I just remembered it. North Macedonia beat Armenia is impressive. MK San Marino gives a huge shout out. Yeah, shout out to San Marino for getting the first win since 2004, guys. Let's give a round of applause for San Marino, guys. The first competitive win in 20 years. Absolute insanity. Cabalchas, G, and Gerard. I just remembered Albert said that Chile was preparing a legal case for the 2026 World Cup. He said it for the last World Cup. Paraguay could get ninth if Chile gets enough good results. Matt, I'm looking at Chile's fixtures. Chile are hopeless. Yeah, Chile are doomed, honestly, in my opinion. So I think Paraguay will finish above Chile. That's my opinion. But anyways, I think we're going to move on, man. We're going to move on from this, man. We're going to move on, man. Like I said, guys. So the final confederation we got here, guys. The final confederation we got here. It is, what's my timestamp? We have to discuss OFC real quick. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I don't really, let's be real. Most people probably don't care about this, but I still want to show you guys real quick. I'm going to show you guys my love for all the confederations, and we're kind of running out of time, guys. We're almost reaching the 2-hour mark. So it's going to be interesting. So let's see what happens. So the first round took place, and they haven't started the group stage. So group stage will start next month. But as you can see right here, guys, Tonga won 3-1 away against Cook Islands. Actually, it wasn't 3-1 away. It was a neutral venue. The Samoa won 2-0 against American Samoa, and then the winner, and then they had the final, Samoa beat Tonga in extra time. So not really surprising there. I think it's kind of expected. I think most of us expected Samoa to make it. And actually, I'm looking at the FIFA rankings. Which team was the highest ranked? So Cook Islands was actually the highest ranked. So Samoa was actually the third highest. So actually, Cook Islands probably shouldn't have made it. If we're going by FIFA rankings, but it's close, to be fair. It's close indeed. So there is that. So I mean, looking ahead right here, guys. Look at the second round here. I mean, if I had to give you guys my early predictions, I'll tell you guys. I'll give you guys my early predictions. Why not? I'll probably say Solomon Islands should probably top. I'd probably say Papua New Guinea should get second. And the Group B, I'd probably say New Zealand should get first, and maybe Tahiti or Vanuatu. I don't think Samoa will do it. I think I'm going to go. Maybe I'll go with Vanuatu, man. Home tax. Maybe I'll just go with them. Then I think the semifinals will be, so it'll be New Zealand versus Papua New Guinea. New Zealand should win, and then New Zealand making the final, and then obviously I think Solomon Islands versus Tahiti, Vanuatu. It's gonna be New Zealand, Solomon Islands, and I think New Zealand will win it. So Solomon Islands will go to the playoffs, I suppose. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, guys, I'm sorry I didn't really go too much into detail. The last two confederations. I wanted to make this brief. I didn't want to spend too much time. So I think we're gonna round off here, Matt. Let me read some of you guys' final comments. Slovakia have had 2 narrow wins. So Sweden have had Gokares and Isak. I'm not sure about when the two teams play each other. That is true. That's true. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Samoa respect. The G in Gibraltar is pronounced like GIF, not G as in Gallagher. Oh, so it's actually Gibraltar? 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 Gibraltar. Okay, cool. Guys couldn't cook. That's how I pronounce Gibraltar. Okay, lol. They get blocked, mats. So what you do there, Pookie? All right, guys. Last thing I'll ask for you guys. So, which confederation? Which confederation? So let's do like a quick thing at the end, guys. Which would you guys say are the big winners of this window? The big winners and losers. Gibraltar. Okay. So Japan. I'm gonna say Japan for Asia. Then I'm gonna say for Europe is gonna be Georgia. I'll say. And then I'll say Bolivia for South America. They're the only team to go 6 out of 6 points, which is crazy. And then for the other and CAF. Actually, let's give it to Japan, Georgia, Bolivia. We don't need more options. Oh, San Marino. You know what? But San Marino only won 1 game. That's the thing. All right. Then I'm gonna do losers after this, guys. Losers. We'll do winners and losers. Loser. Okay, firstly for me, guys, I'm gonna say Bolivia, just some context. But you could say Japan. You could say Japan if you want. I'm gonna say Bolivia personally for me, guys. Then yeah, San Marino, man. San Marino, you know what? I'll say fourth. I'll say fourth. Bolivia it is then. Yeah. I'll say San Marino fourth. How about that? Okay, now tell me the chat, guys. Um, okay, tell me the big losers. Losers, guys. Losers. So I'll say Chile. Who was the big loser in Europe? Luxembourg, Ukraine. I'll say Ukraine, I suppose. Ukraine, the big loser, and Africa, Ghana. Asia, I'll say Qatar. So, guys, which national team you guys think had the worst window? I'm going to say Chile for me personally. I'm going to say Chile. Because Ukraine, for me, it's the Nations League. I think they'll be okay. Ghana, I think they'll qualify for the AFCON, even though they've been terrible. And the Qatar, I think they'll still do well. I think they'll still be fine. They'll make the playoffs. So I think Chile for me is the worst. I think Chile for me is in a really bad position. Australia, I should have put Australia, but I'm going to say Qatar for me personally, Matt. But yeah, you could also say Australia. Qatar, Australia, kind of around the same. Puka says Ukraine. San Marino lost to Moldova, but that was a friendly, tough friendly. I'm going to say Chile for me personally. But yeah, you can make your picks there. All right. We have 9 people watching, guys. So let's see how many likes we're on today's stream. Likes we are on today's stream. We're currently on 13 likes. 13 likes, guys. 13 likes. I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. And like I said, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's stream. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe. Remember, guys, we're going to do this again for the October month. That should be interesting, guys. And then the next time we'll do the international break will be October. So, guys, remember, guys, to comment in the community tab your hot takes. I'm going to give you guys until Sunday. So once Sunday hits, I'm going to be recording the video. So actually, I will give you guys Sunday. So you guys have Sunday to Saturday. So Sunday, probably at midnight, I'll be recording those takes that you guys have made. So I'm going to record that on Sunday. So you guys have pretty much until Sunday to submit your takes. Then I'm going to record on that day. The next week, probably midweek, guys, I'll drop the Europa League predictions. And then maybe Conference League the following week, that same week. And then potentially, so yeah, that's going to be that. And then obviously, check out the Champions League prediction video I did earlier today, guys. I did the Champions League yesterday. I did the Podge video. Check those 2 videos out. Then we're going to have a stream on Sunday to recap the European leagues. Then obviously on Friday, we're going to have a member stream. So if you're a member out there, join the thing, man. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and round up here, guys. So if you guys did enjoy today's stream, please remember to like and subscribe. And peace out. Actually, let me read the last couple of comments. We're going to head off. I believe it is then one game in 20 years, man. Yeah, it's the same as JRPK. Somebody lost to Moldova, for losers. Wait, no, straight for real. Indonesia Bahrain scored 0 goals. Spooky. Yep, scratch my head. Alma lost their home game and lost their home game. Next international break, I'll be 20 low. Maybe I could be on next time if you start at the time you did today. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that time again, but I'll see, man. We'll see. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe, and peace out. Let me end this poll.